It's me again. Feeling a little weird, but feeling alright. Checking in from my favorite rock. Well, I think last time I was on that rock down there, and there's a man approaching me, so I'm not definitely feeling awkward. Definitely feeling weird. But fuck it, right? Okay, so today I was initially thinking of maybe doing similar videos last time. Oh my god. Similar videos last time. Oh my gosh. I think this bee was... Oh! Okay. That bee was all up in my business earlier too. Or a bee was just harassing me, just all up in my ear. I don't know if that's the same one. But anyways, I was thinking earlier of whether I should do a video like I have been doing the past few days, which has just been like me talking, just sitting on a rock and talking. But then I was also thinking that I kind of wanted to try like a more traditional vlog or what I was doing like a couple weeks ago, or over the weeks, for many weeks now when I was traveling. And then I realized, like, I mean, the point of all this experimentation and of my channel isn't to like figure out I guess it's like not even really to figure out what's like the best way to do something, or like, I guess in a way, like in reality it's to reduce the gap between like what I want to do and like the resistance I feel in doing it, right? Like, it's not about finding like, oh, like this is the content niche I want to do. Like, maybe I will find stuff out like that. For example, like, I have enjoyed just chatting, but I've also enjoyed vlogging and not chatting as much. And it's not a matter of like, I guess, being comfortable doing either or. It's whatever I want, really. It's whatever I want to do, and finding out how I can reach a point where there's like no middleman, no like barrier, no obstacles between what I want and actually creating the content that I want, that feels right, and really just like being in tune with myself and being able to achieve that cognitive resonance to film whatever I want to film without being obstructed by fears and insecurities and anxieties and stuff like that. Yeah. And I guess with that in mind, I'm thinking I'll head to that place because I've kind of been holding off on going, just because I've realized that, like, when my baseline was very high, I realized that my baseline for like what was exciting or stimulating or made me content was quite high. So like, when I first arrived, I had been traveling a whole lot, and I was just kind of tired of traveling, tired of doing shit all the time. And even by the time I was out and about, like still in Malaysia or still in Thailand, that was already the case to some extent. Like, by the end of my time in Malaysia, I didn't want to do anything. I don't know what this is, but there's this really cool like cotton-like substance that falls from the trees here. I don't know if it picks up, but there's some falling now. Maybe I can catch some in my hands, maybe not. But basically, I had been trying to to lower my baseline, to be content with a lot less, and to just sort of relax and take it easy, keep it simple. And it's been working. I mean, I just sat on that rock for a couple hours. I was chatting and talking with some friends, catching up. And I didn't feel like amazing. A few days ago when I made a vlog, I did feel quite content. But, you know, it's not a straight path. There's going to be days where we feel content with little. There's going to be days where we need a little something more, something a little more exciting to feel good. And I mean, it's all part of the journey. The goal isn't, and it kind of relates exactly to what I was saying about my vlogs. Like, the goal isn't to like find an ideal or like find a formula and be like, oh, this is what works. Like, I need to do this. I need to stick to that. I need to just talk. I need to just do raw reflections, or I need to just do travel vlogging. Like, it's not any of that. The goal isn't to find something that I need to do. The goal is to not be attached to needing to do anything, to be free and just naturally able to do whatever it is that I want to do, and make the content that feels right and feels most honest and resonant with me and my values. And that's when the greatest work will happen, I think. So yeah, this is a bit of a experiment, and I mean, all of this is, I mean, if you look at my channel, it's pure experimentation. And you know, even it's just such a great journey though, and it's been a great journey, and I have faith that I'm heading in the right direction, and it feels like I'm heading in the right direction. Just last night I actually shed a tear of joy because I felt like I'm on the right path, because in the past like 48 hours I've gotten like, I don't know, maybe like 150 views as of recording this video, and I got at the same time like 7 subscribers or something, which I mean is very little. Maybe it's a lot of people, but that's 7 people right there, you know. And it's all subjective. And for me, for a channel of, I was at like 117 and now I'm like 124 subscribers, and that all happened without like actually making any content like I was before. Like, I was just doing what felt natural to me, and in a lot of ways I was just being very sloppy. Wasn't trying to do anything crazy, wasn't trying to hook people in with insane titles or insane thumbnails. Some videos I didn't even choose a thumbnail. And you know, apart from that, I was still getting subscribers. People were resonating, so I think it's safe to say. And that was with essentially no real effort. I wasn't really editing. I was just keeping it raw, just filming it, just capturing what actually happened, and then just clipping it together and uploading it. And I felt very joyous and proud, because it seemed like I'm on the right path, and even with the few views I am getting, people are resonating and people are subscribing. And you know, maybe they're bots, maybe it's people who hate me and are just subscribing the shit on me every time I upload. Probably not. But that's the thing, you know, we, in the absence of like knowledge is belief, right? Anytime we believe something, it's because we don't know. Belief is our best guess, right? If we knew, it would be knowledge, it wouldn't be a belief. And so, you know, a lot of times we don't know most things. I mean, most things are out of our control, and we don't know why things are happening. So all we have is our belief, and we can choose to believe whatever we want, really. And we'll probably end up believing what serves us best. And why not believe something that serves me, right? Why not be positive? Why not be optimistic? And you know, just whatever. And so I think I have been, and it's been serving me well, and I have faith that it will continue to serve me well, and that as I go about this journey and keep posting, keep experimenting, keep making mistakes, keep having successes, everything. The good, the bad, the ugly. As I keep going, I'll keep learning and I'll keep improving. And I'll get closer and closer to what I truly resonate and am passionate about when I'm posting videos, posting content. So yeah. Gotta do it. I've just gotta do it. I have to see. Oh. Well, it doesn't really feel like anything. Actually, in large clumps, it's kind of just like, I don't know, wooden cotton or something. Quite cool. And it's funny because some of my favorite vlogs still to this day are some of those first ones I ever filmed, where I had no clue what I was doing. I was just kind of doing what felt right to me. And, you know, I really love seeing how my day, like I had no idea what was in store for me. I had no idea where the day was going. But, you know, I loved like editing at the end of the day and being like, wow, like when I was filming this, like I had no clue what was gonna happen, no clue what was next, no clue where I would end up. And just kind of seeing all the connections and seeing how cool it was of like, you know, just kind of bumping into places that I didn't intend to go or plan to go, but I wanted to go, and then I ended up just stumbling on it or stuff like that. Just seeing the process. And yeah, I think as I did that more and more, I realized, or like I started to have feelings and anxieties and fears surface up. It felt natural, but as those fears and feelings crept up, it no longer did. And there was a lot of thought that propped up as well and obstructed me from doing things as I wanted to, doing it naturally. And so, you know, now I feel like I've gotten a lot more comfortable. I was just feeling really anxious saying all this as I walked by a group of uncles who are staring at me, just sitting on the staircases. But you know, I've improved so much, and that's a beautiful thing too, seeing the progress as I go. And you know, I'm curious how this video will end up and how it will be different from before, because I'm a much different person from the last time I attempted a vlog like this in China. When I came back to China, I was still very anxious and too scared to really put myself out there, but we'll see what happens. I'm heading to a park called Juzaan, which I think stands for like, it's definitely Juza as in like bamboo, Chinese for bamboo. And it's a really cool park. I mean, you guys will see. If you stick along, you'll see it all. But a little anxious, a little nervous, a little excited, but we'll just see. We'll just see. And the greatest thing I can do for myself is just build awareness. I was worried about vlogging a rock like that just caught my attention a little back there, because a bus pulled up and like I got a little anxious. I was like, oh, it's gonna be weird, I don't want to vlog, blah blah blah. And I don't need to win all the battles. I don't need to overcome my anxiety every single time. Just noticing that it's there and realizing that it's there is huge. It's huge. It's all I need. And over time, just that awareness by itself will slowly propel me in the right direction. One of the coolest parts of China is their public facilities. There's a toilet, a public restroom right over there on this random, not so populated, sparse street. And they're actually really, really well kept. I mean, you see the worker over there cleaning up. There's like janitors at like every public restroom. I mean, there's a fucking immense amount of people, so you know, there's a lot of jobs for very simple things, just cleaning all the streets, manning all the different public restrooms, security guards for basically every public area, every community, a lot of stuff. And I'd show you guys the inside of a restroom, but I might get in trouble for that. I think the thing about vlogging too is that people really enjoy it when the person vlogging is really enjoying it. Or at least, you know, I guess in my case, I'm not necessarily enjoying everything I'm doing or my life. Far from it. But I'm being honest and authentic about that, or trying my best to. And my hunch is that people will resonate with that as well. But I feel like the thing about a lot of travel vlogging is that it's just getting crazier and crazier. They're putting themselves in more insane situations, maybe some dangerous places. There's people that literally go to like hoods and just really dangerous places. Although of course, you know, it's not inherently dangerous. It's all about our perception and it's all subjective. In fact, I think there's a lot of places I would go to. I mean, even right now, I'm in China. There are people out there who would think that being in China as an American might be dangerous. It's all subjective. And there's definitely value to putting ourselves in places and getting our own experience and our own feel for places. And, you know, I do feel that, and I do want to show that when you really just respect people and listen to them and try to understand them, you know, places will almost always be very different from what we think it will be. Anyways, that's a big tangent. What I was getting at is that people, it seems to me at least, that people feel the need to do crazier and crazier things, including dangerous things, and there's only one way that can end, you know? Either getting really hurt or something really bad happening, or maybe death, you know? Or worse. For example, there's the vlogger who I kind of like in some ways. I've seen some of his videos. Arab, or Arab Uncut. Or no, not Arab Uncut. What's his name? Your Fellow Arab, I think, is his on YouTube. I mean, he got like kidnapped in Haiti and stuff. And, you know, worse can happen, right? And so we live in an interesting world. And I think everyone feels the need to keep doing crazier and crazier shit on YouTube. But, you know, I guess the other option is to refuse to, you know? To refuse to do crazier shit and to be more content and excited about less and less. And, you know, if more and more people did that, I'm sure we can change the wheels, right? Change the momentum in the other direction, where we're not trying to do crazier and more insane shit and things that are just wrong, or not just wrong, but just dangerous and like a bad message that we don't resonate with, maybe something that makes us cognitively dissonant. We can make the world a more positive place and be content with less. And that's kind of my hypothesis and what this channel is kind of testing, I guess, in a way. And so we'll see if that's the case. I guess we'll see, indeed. Cool thing about China too that I just remembered and got excited about is that a lot of hiking places they're kind of like paved, like a lot of them are staircases, and at the top there are often like vendors and stuff. Sometimes, I mean, I have some friends who even say that on a hike they did in like, I don't know, some other province in China, there was literally a McDonald's near the top. Not like at the peak, but there's typically like a plaza or an area, like maybe 75% of the way up the hike, or maybe closer to the top, where you can just kind of buy a bunch of snacks or water or drinks, tea, desserts. Depends on the place, really. A lot of temples and Buddhist temples, Taoist temples on the top of these hiking areas. The one I'm going to right now, I think, has a Buddhist temple there. But I'm really hoping to get something to munch on because I'm actually feeling quite hungry. So I'm a little excited about that. TBH. But first, let me hit this restroom. I would translate, but I have no clue myself what it says. I'm in the thick of it now. Feeling a little more anxious now that I've arrived and I'm in a much more public area. And I guess in a way it's like a more intimate area in the sense that, I mean, it's like a hiking trail, it's very quiet, not very many people, and definitely definitely more awkward. Case in point is literally the past 30 seconds. Haven't been hiking in a while too. I used to hike a lot when I was younger, and I feel like that actually coincided with me being a very happy and content person. But maybe it's a sign that I'm here. Maybe I'll be reminded of my youthful self. I'm definitely in the right direction. I'm freaking hungry. And I have no water. But from what my girlfriend's told me, this is not a long hike. I should be to the top soon enough. Looks like a bit of a off-trail hike, or off-trail trail, I guess, which is a bit more uncommon here in China. But I'll gladly take it. I could use a little more space and privacy, ease my way into it, and just accept myself where I am, right? Which is definitely feelings of anxiety, or a lot of thoughts that like I'm being boring, or people aren't gonna like this or watch this, blah blah blah. The usual, I guess, at this point. I've been aware of it for a good amount of time, and that's all I need, because I can separate my thoughts from my beliefs, my feelings from my beliefs, and I can choose to be who I want to be despite what I think and what I feel. That's the true goal at the end of the day. as all these feelings crop up, I'm feeling more dissonance, more cognitive dissonance, more obstacles between, I guess, having that clarity of what I want to film and not having to think about what I want to film, because in more normal circumstances it would come naturally. But since I'm feeling anxious and more in my head, it's becoming a little more difficult. And it helps just to recognize that, you know? Not to keep forcing myself and like kind of brute forcing, trying to fight against it. Just accept it, acknowledge it, expect it, and yeah, that's enough. Feeling grounded by nature, by the breezes, the trees, the leaves, the crickets, the birds. Feeling more relaxed, more at peace. I've slowed down my body and my mind.
是这个我那什么，我青岛那两个好哥们儿，没什么事儿，我们这几家聚一事儿。
Well, I made it to the top, kinda, almost, at least to the plaza, but I kind of goofed. The store is closed. I can't get food, and I'm quite hungry, and I feel awkward, and I feel nervous and strange. There's a bunch of kids behind me that are staring at me, which I'm sure is picking up in the video. But yeah, I was feeling pretty poorly, but feeling pretty decent right now. I'm definitely a little more at ease than I was expecting. Nice little pagoda walkway. But now I don't know what to do. I was really hungry. I was excited to get some cup noodles and maybe a chicken skewer or something. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it's a lesson, isn't it? As always. I was expecting this vlog to maybe be centered around the hike and the destination and showing you guys the cool food, potential food. And oh, this is pretty. This is pretty. This is pretty. But yeah, I was hoping to show the food and to enjoy some food for sure. But it hasn't panned out. And it's probably for a reason. But it doesn't matter. Don't need to know the reason, even if it is for a reason. Wow. No food, but still a cool Buddhist temple ahead. And the other thing is that there's definitely, I think, part of like the cognitive dissonance I feel. Or maybe it's just general discomfort, general anxiety. But part of it is probably, oh my, would you look at that? That is hilarious. That's very funny. I was literally gonna say, there's no way that's closed, right? And it is. And isn't that beautiful? I think that's perfect. That's just so So perfect, so symbolic. So symbolic. Of what? I'm not quite sure. I'll need a process, but wow. Still beautiful though. Check out the intricate details here. Basically all Chinese like temples and stuff that have like architecture like this, these like roof tiles, they almost always have like a dragon on it. And I think there's some place in Beijing that has the Imperial Palace or something. What the heck? There's a voice talking to me in the loudspeaker. The Imperial Palace or something like that has like some absurd amount of dragons on it. Oh man. Feeling the wave, the anxiety, the insecurity, the fear of failure, fearing that, oh my gosh, this is Doghouse, what a shitty vlog, blah, blah, blah. But funnily enough, in the end, I really just went from sitting on a rock down near where I'm living to sitting on a rock up here in the mountains. Must be symbolic of something, right? An interesting chain of events. Feeling pretty shitty. Definitely feeling pretty shitty. And pretty negative. My mind's shitting on me. And I guess I feel an urge to end the video and just sit with my wallow in my sadness. I guess. But what I'll decide to do, that I don't really know. But let me just slow down and think, I guess. It's my belief that truth and meaning are chosen. I think most of the time it's chosen subconsciously or unconsciously. We don't realize what meaning we're giving to situations or how we're interpreting things. And a lot of times I think that's how very negative, self-destructive beliefs come to be. And I mean, we don't always have the strength to create the best meanings in real time as things happen or shortly after things happen. And I think right now I'm definitely in a headspace where my mind is feeding me more negative interpretations, which is okay. I won't fight it, but just being aware of it is good enough for me. But I guess I'll reflect on it, sit on it. I'm really hungry still, so I really want to go eat, and I'm thirsty. But I think it feels right to wrap up there and give myself some space. to process and to feel out my emotions, my negative emotions, and just understand it, right? We need space to understand things. We need time and space to become aware of things. It's not all gonna happen right away or in a constant way. So, I guess I'll end off there. And go down this mountain and eat some food. Thanks for watching. If you watched till the end, comment. If you watched till the end, comment bamboo. Comment bamboo in the chat. And oh man, I'll see you all another time. Take care. That's right. I left my phone on the mountaintop and never returned. No, it's not. I realized just as before, in my last vlog, actually in this very same location, actually, I literally filmed a good chunk of it literally right here on these steps. And that day I realized that there was a lot of resistance in my mind to not like being present. Like basically like if I made a rule early on that I wanted to be present. I wanted vlogs to help me be present. And that I would kind of have like a block of time where like I vlog, I vlog like for the 3 hours between here, whatever I want to. And I think it helped me be present and not just like try to vlog everything. But at the same time, it's more so that I didn't have that awareness, and like there was a lot of obstacles keeping me from vlogging what I actually wanted to vlog, what actually resonated with me. I was more so feeling pressure and anxiety to film things that I didn't really want to, but I felt like I should, you know? I felt like people would want to see it. And it's been like maybe 30 minutes since I stopped filming. So since that previous clip. And I realized there was definitely some nagging, some demon talk, or some negativity in my head in regards to starting up another clip and talking again. And just as I did in that video a few times back, I realized it could be helpful to push the boundaries a little, push the envelope, see what happens if I don't listen to my demons, to my negativity, to my mind. What happens if I don't listen and if I just start filming anyways because I want to? That's ultimately what matters, is I film if I want to, and if I don't want to, I don't. And really it's, I guess, refining that wants, right? So it's not, because you can want to out of fear, right? And so it's a matter of refining that want in a way that makes it cognitively resonant, right? It makes it pure in its pure form, a desire in the purest form, something that feels right something that feels, I don't know, stems from passion. And yeah, so I just wanted to push myself a little more. And I did.